So why does Christianity have so many pagan influences? The Christmas tree, the Easter egg. Why do we do the things that we do? Well, a lot of it is just passed on through tradition. Perfect example is growing up in the New Orleans area. We had Mardi Gras every year. And if you just grow up there, and as a kid, if you don't look into it, Mardi Gras is all about going to the parades and seeing the bands and catching the trinkets and eating king cake. But, there's a lot behind all those symbols. There's a lot behind the king cake. There's a lot more to Mardi Gras than girls flashing you. I mean, there's Mardi Gras balls, and it's a big to-do, but the average layman from outside just sees it as it's a party, but where did it come from, right? Well, it's the same thing with Christianity. Yokeup, Jesus freak, they quote the Bible as the word, but then they don't look around and see where some of these traditions have come from. And they talk bad about paganism. They talk bad about some of these things that some people call themselves here on YouTube, Wiccan, but they don't realize that they're doing the exact same thing. They're doing the exact same thing. Christianity is basically just tradition steeped from paganism. It's just they're pagan under another name. That's all they are. And hell, when Yokeup says you're going to hell, all I can think about is a garbage dump in Israel. A huge unsanitary garbage dump in Israel that's now a public park. Okay? I mean, that's really all it is. They used hell. You're going to burn in hell because hell was disgusting. It was disgusting. It was unsanitary. It stunk. It was huge. And it burned for weeks on at a time when they set it ablaze. Now it's a public park. So when Yokeup tells me to go to hell, I may just have to do that one day because I hear it's a pretty nice public park. Now, why is Christianity so pagan? Well, Alexander the Great, he's Greek, Alexander the Great, had an empire there in Jerusalem for about 250 years. I want to say, I can look up the date, I think it was 35 BC. No, I'm way off. 332 BC. Okay. So Alexander the Great had an empire in Jerusalem. And with that empire for 250 years, they brought Greek culture, Greek language, Greek paganism. Now you ask, well, what does that have to do with Christianity? Well, Christianity came out of that region as well. The Jews started that religion of Christianity. It has a lot to do with it. 250 years of occupation is going to rub off on local customs and cultures. To say that it wouldn't is like saying Europeans didn't affect the American Indians in in North America, or the Spanish didn't affect the Aztecs, or South America and Portugal. If you want to talk about Brazil, had no influence on Brazil. So, yeah, it was a huge influence. And then the Romans came in and took over, and they brought their customs and paganism as well. So, Christianity is just paganism under a new name, basically. I mean, they borrowed everything. I'm going to hook this to the other video. They borrowed the Virgin story. They borrowed the Savior story. They borrowed the baptism, the Eucharist. They borrowed so many things. So when you ask, when you ask someone who doesn't believe, how they don't believe, you just look, because people who don't believe are just curious. They want to know, well, what is this all about? Am I doing the right thing? Is this right? They start questioning the guy in the pulpit. Is homosexuality a choice or is it are you born that way? Is interracial relationships wrong? You start questioning things, and you start looking in, and you start finding more and more things that are really just You're like, it's right in front of your face, you know. So yeah, you know, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. If I come up with some new things, maybe I'll hook another video to this video. But yeah, basically that's it, you know. So Yokeup, when you tell us that we're gonna go to hell, please buy me a ticket there. Sounds like a nice place.